Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Reverend Jeffrey Meyer, and I am your host for Spirit and Life Radio. Welcome to the program. We are in a radio school of ministry, and we're going to enter into lesson number 4 today. Conquering the negative forces in your life and targeting 4 negative forces that come from within. Now, you're going to want to stay tuned to this radio broadcast in this lesson 4 because I believe this is going to be significant to many, many people. Also, I want to remind you that you can find all of these radio broadcasts at Spreaker.com, www.Spreaker, Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. And you can find all our radio broadcasts uploaded to our Spirit and Life internet radio broadcast. It is on the net at Spreaker.com. You can go on up there and register and add yourself, and I'd be more than happy to see you joining me at Spirit and Life internet radio on Spreaker.com. Listen, friends, none of the negative circumstances or negative forces you encounter have the power to defeat you, because you are more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. Let's talk about conquering the negative forces in your life as we target 4 negative forces that come from within. Did you hear that? They come from within. One of the most crucial lessons you must learn in waging effective spiritual warfare and walking in the power of the Spirit is how to conquer the negative forces in your own life. Many times, Satan will use outside forces such as negative circumstances, the loss of a job, sickness, financial losses, and family-related problems, or other adversities in an attempt to defeat you. He will work through others like fellow employees, friends, other Christians, even loved ones and family members, getting them to be naysayers, to bombard you with negative forces, negative words, and negative attitudes, to hinder or stop you from acting on the promises of God or doing the work God has called you to do. Now, in the lessons ahead, I will be targeting 4 specific negative forces most of us face at one time or another that come from within. Before I identify these 4 negative forces, it is important for you to understand that none of the negative circumstances or negative forces that you face or will ever face in your lifetime have the power to defeat you. It is how you respond and react to them that result in your victory or defeat. God will not allow any circumstances, trials, or temptations to come into your life that you are unable to bear. During every circumstance, He will make you victorious. God has promised you no temptation, that is trial, has seized you except what is common to man. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted, that is to be tried, beyond what you bear. But when you are tempted or tried, He will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 in the NIV translation. Now let's just talk about tempted versus being tried. Beloved, let me ask you some questions. What is the test of a true soldier? The test of a true soldier is how he responds under fire out on the battlefield. He may freeze in his tracks through fear, turn around and run, hide, or stand where he is and fight. Where is a soldier most likely to be attacked? A soldier is not usually attacked while he is sitting in a barracks somewhere, is he? Out on the battlefield is where the action is, gunfire and one-to-one combat. When you face negative forces, you must not freeze in your tracks, turn around and run, or hide. You must stand firm and fight. God will make you victorious, but you must exercise the authority God has given you to conquer and defeat them. Think about the negative forces that took 2.5 million people captive. You must be vigilant and constantly on guard, ready to take offensive action against the destructive negative forces that you will encounter. Otherwise, you will be overcome and will experience one defeat after another. On the border of the Promised Land, the entire nation of Israel was so bound by negative forces that they failed to take possession of the land God promised them. Victory was imminent, within their reach, but instead of taking the victory that belonged to them, they were defeated. The negative evil report of 10 of the 12 spies Moses sent to spy out the land took the entire congregation of more than 2.5 million people captive. The 12 spies were the rulers of the 12 tribes of Israel and had great influence upon the people. These 12 rulers brought back the fruit of the land and showed it to all the people. 10 of them reported to Moses, "We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit." Numbers chapter 13, verse 27 in the NIV. They acknowledged that the land was a fruitful land, just as God had promised. However, they had become so overwhelmed by the negative forces of fear and unbelief due to seeing their enemies in the land that they gave an evil report. They said, "But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites live in the Negev, the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites live in the hill country, and the Canaanites live near the sea along the Jordan." Numbers 13, verses 28 through 29 in the NIV. Caleb, my friend, did not allow these negative forces to take root in his spirit. He silenced the people and made a declaration of faith when he said, "Let us go up at once and possess it. We are well able to conquer it." Numbers chapter 13, verse 30 in the Amplified Version. Listen, he refused to accept the evil negative report and instead chose to believe God. The rulers refused to listen to Caleb, and they began to spread their evil report among the people until all the people were bound by spirits of fear, doubt, and unbelief. They said, "We can't attack those people. They're stronger than we are." And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, "The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of Anak come from the Nephilim. And we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." Numbers 13, verses 31 to 33 in the NIV. Well, under the grip of these deadly negative forces, the children of Israel wept all night long, and were ready to turn tail and run to go back into captivity into Egypt. Joshua and Caleb stood firm against the negative forces, reminding them of God's promise, and assured them that God was with them to give them the victory. The people not only refused to hear them, they were ready to stone them. They gave in to the negative forces that had spread like wildfire throughout the entire congregation. The entire generation of the children of Israel, who allowed themselves to be overcome by the negative forces of fear, doubt, and unbelief, forfeited their victory. And they all died in the wilderness. Only 2 men, Joshua and Caleb, out of that generation, entered the Promised Land. Think about that for a moment. Only these 2. This is a powerful illustration showing the destructive power that negative forces can have if they are not overcome and stopped. The real battlefield, my friend, is the carnal nature in this instance. The 4 negative forces we will be targeting in the next few lessons are self-pity, worry, which is anxiety, unbelief, and self-righteousness. Each one of these negative forces involves that old carnal nature that tries to resurface from time to time. This is the battlefield where we must locate and conquer these negative forces. The extent to which a Christian is carnally minded is the extent to which he will be living in defeat. Not only are Christians who are carnally minded unable to please God, they are headed toward destruction. Notice closely what the Apostle Paul told the believers in the Corinthians church. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is at enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please God. Well, we'll have to continue this lesson in our next broadcast. Stay tuned now for an announcement and some additional contact information for you. Dear friends, I want to remind you that I will be sharing my testimony at the Surrey Chapter Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship Wednesday, July 31st at 12 noon in the Kalmar Restaurant on 8076 King George Boulevard in Surrey. And I'd like for everyone interested in coming, whether you're a businessman or not, to begin to pray about buying someone lunch who does not know Jesus, and let's believe for their salvation. I will have Gospel Johns available for them upon their reception of the Lord, and I'm excited about meeting you, my listeners. Also, if you'd like to book me for an event, please contact me by email at surreycentralcitychurch@gmail.com. If you'd like more information about the church and the ministry, please go to our website at www.surreycitychurch.com. And if you'd like to visit our Sunday service, it is held at 10:30 a.m. in the brand new Chuck Bailey Recreation Center, just south of the Gateway SkyTrain station and just north of the BC Lions training facility on the corner of Park City Way and 107 Avenue in Surrey. Come on out. It's a brand new building. It's beautiful, and it's an awesome place to worship God. We have recently been seeing some new faces come in and be a part of our fellowship, and we want to welcome you if you're looking for a healthy, well-balanced, spirit-filled church. And you may write to us or send your donations. And by the way, I want to encourage you to send in your donations. We have not received a whole lot of input to our radio program. And please, you can write on the Canadian side, Spirit and Life Radio, suite number 491. Suite number 491, 7360, 137th Street. That's 137th Street in Surrey, V3W1A3. V3W1A3. And on the U.S. side, Spirit and Life Radio at P.O. Box 737. That's P.O. Box 737, Ferndale, Washington, 98248. That's Ferndale, Washington, 98248. Canadians, please make your checks out to Surrey Central City Church and write Spirit and Life Radio in the memo section of your check so we can designate it to this ministry. And on the U.S. side, write your checks to Spirit Life Worship Center so we may receipt all of you properly who give, and we want you to know we appreciate your help in keeping us on the air. Also, if you're on Twitter, you can add us there, and on Facebook, we have a fan page at Surrey Central City Church. We'd love to correspond with you and let you also know what's happening with us. And now, my friends, remember, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Spirit Life Radio, your spirit-filled connection.